Liverpool v. everybody. Hope everyone is having a great week. Um, it is Thursday, April the 7th, I believe. I'm here in rainy, beautiful DC. It's cold and rainy. But just here to talk about some Champions League stuff. We all know the first legs are all done. Um, all the games are pretty good from what I can see. And again, as usual, most times around this time, around this sort of at this level of the Champions League, there's always at least one sort of surprise result, and that one is the Villarreal and Bayern. And one thing I want to do, starting with that game, is just to say, if I'm a Villarreal fan, supporter, if I'm the manager, Unai Emery, if I'm the players, I'm thinking there might be some things that come back to haunt us, because in that game, if you look at the highlights, or if you watch the game live, you realize Villarreal had lots of chances. And this is what I've been saying about Bayern all this time. You know, we talk about the best teams in Europe right now. Let's just be real. Let's have it just straight up. Keep it a stat. Liverpool are the best team in Europe. You put City as a close second. I say a close second just based on the talent they have, their manager, or whatever. But it's really just Liverpool, because City have not obviously, proven that they can win one. They've gotten to a final and lost 1-0, which is very underwhelming for a team who was led by the best manager in the world, the guy who changed football. That's what he said. Or was it destroyed football? I think it was destroyed football. All the money they've spent, and, it's amazing to me that people keep saying they need a striker. I don't know if that's the case. I mean, obviously they had one. I mean, they have a striker. They just don't play him in the number 9. They play Foden a lot of the times. But, Gabriel Jesus is a number 9, is he not? So, if they would have got Kane, maybe things would have been different. But, anyway, Villarreal, I think they had so many chances, man. If they just had some better finishing, this could be a whole different tie. And I think because it's two legs, none of the games are over. Even, yes, us against Benfica, and I know it's at Anfield, I know we're up 3-1, doesn't mean it's over. That's the whole point of having two legs. So every sort of match, I'd say of all the matches, that is the one that most people would think, okay, we know Liverpool is going forward. And I more or less agree with that, but, you never want to get too ahead of yourself. But yeah, I think, again, it's Villarreal is a team that I think a lot of other teams, including us, probably would have won it between them and Benfica. We got Benfica, of course, but shout out to Villarreal, shout out to Unai Emery, who always seems to do his thing in Europe. Usually it's in the Europa League, but, he's got his team 1-0 going into the second leg. They're going to Germany, playing at Bayern Stadium, but, that's a good result. Probably could have been more, but I'm sure they're optimistic, with that result. I still can't believe that's what it was, because they should have had more goals. But that's one tie. That's going to be interesting to see what happens in the second leg. Madrid and Chelsea. Madrid knocked off PSG. A lot of people were saying, well, it's PSG, whatever, which is true. But that Madrid team, they're scary, man. They're scary. When Benzema's in the form that he's in now, I think that's like 13 goals in 7 matches or something crazy like that. I mean, the dude is the best number 9 in the world. There's no other way you can put that. The goals he's scoring, headering the ball from the angles and the distance that he's heading the ball from, is just unreal. I mean, it's really, when I saw that, I think he scored one in the 21st minute and then the 24th. I mean, just unreal. It's crazy. And he's the king of nicking the ball off goalkeepers. We know all about that. He did Karius. He did the guy at PSG. He just did Mendy. And Mendy's a good keeper. Let's not get it twisted. But to play a 3-man defense, come on, Tuchel, against Ben's 2022 series, the 2022 series, Benzema, and Mercedes Benzema, come on, man. So that's another tie that you think, it's probably over, but you never know. But Chelsea have been looking really bad lately. That's, this loss and then coming off the one against Brentford where they got punched up 4-1, not looking too good for Chelsea. Which is not surprising. I don't think anyone in their right mind thought they were going to repeat, particularly when Liverpool are full strength and back in the Champions League. That's just not going to happen. But shout out to Real Madrid, man. That midfield, the old guys, the seasoned vets, incredible. What their midfield is able to do at this point in their career with Modric and the rest of them dudes, Cruz, and what's the other guy, the Brazilian number 6, who's amazing. I can't think of his name right now, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Just amazing. They had Mendy back at fullback, which I don't think they had in either of the games in the last round against PSG. But back to front, they're still clicking on all cylinders. Vinicius Jr., Valverde was in there, so that's another good well, I thought it'd be a better tie. And Chelsea had their moments. Lukaku come off the bench, you have a moment to sort of show yourself and be a part of it, and you just miss it. And it's just, so Chelsea didn't look good. N'Golo Kante, who's been one of the better all-around football players for a long time, it seemed to, I won't say decline, but the levels just aren't there consistently like they were. And I don't think that's something that he can't get back. He's still a relatively young player. But Chelsea just looked to shambles for the most part, really. Beyond the couple chances they had, and Courtois had a big game in goal with all the booing that the Stamford Bridge faithful presented to his direction. But yeah, so Atletico and City again. I think Atletico, who played a 5-5-0 formation. I mean, unbelievable. That's the way they play. And I've always said I love Simeone. All the hate about Simeone, negative football, whatever. You do what you got to do to get a result. And honestly, if it wasn't for Foden, I think off the bench, I believe with the assist for De Bruyne, that'd be 0-0, and it'd be all to play for in that second leg. So, be interesting to see what happens in that game. I got my money on Atletico, though. I really do. I just think I trust them to get a goal in the second leg or two. And I mean, especially if they score early and they just sit back, that's a frustrating team to play against. And we know all the dark arts they do. So that's going to be interesting to see. Obviously, our game against Benfica, we handled our business, got the goals, and looking forward to the second half at Anfield. But yeah, it's just an exciting time right now being a Liverpool supporter. Everything is still up for grabs. Tough stretch coming. We got City at the weekend. We know that. Tough stretch. A lot of talk about Salah and, his kind of dip in form that he has. And look, I'm kind of torn. Look, in a big game like this, there's an argument to sit Salah because of, his poor form. But it's also a really big game, and you kind of feel like Salah needs something, and all he needs is just that one goal. And let's not forget, he's getting double, triple teamed a lot of time he gets the ball, and he's still doing some decent things, just not finishing his chances. And something does seem to be off, which can happen. That is what it is. Obviously, devastating to not get your team ahead in the African Cup of Nations and then not get them to qualify for the World Cup. That's devastating. The contract talk and all that. There's a lot going on, and maybe it's getting to him. I don't know. But the beautiful thing is that we have a squad now to where if one dude isn't doing it, arguably our best goal scorer, then you got other dudes that can do it. Jota, Diaz is hot. Mane's still putting in goals, still putting in performances. Firmino, you can still bring off the bench. We haven't seen Origi in a minute. We got enough dudes. Everybody's fit for the most part, so we're good. We're good. So I'm excited about the game Sunday. I believe it's Sunday. And let me know what you guys think about the Champions League and, our chances Sunday. And let me know who you think should start in the game, particularly up front, but also in the midfield as well. I'd like to believe that we all probably have the same back four. Can't see that changing. And then Trent, again, just hasn't played football in I don't know how long. It just comes in and just picks right up where he left off at. Unbelievable player. And I still one of them dudes. I know a lot of Liverpool fans want to run away from this fact. I'm still one of them dudes who feel like his defense is a little lacking still. But he more than makes up for that going forward. And again, we can say all we want about his defensive sort of frailties, but he's still part of one of the best, if not the best defense in the world, in Europe. So excited about it. Much love to everybody. Can't wait for Sunday. Talk to you guys soon.